Hello, welcome to our video today. I'm going to show you how to set up the script for testing without functionality, just to set it up for testing purposes. So this is the link to the strategy. It's going to take you to this page. When you get to this page, what you're going to do is click on this button, use on chart. When you do that, it will take you to your chart. Okay, here, let me this is the one over here. And as you can see, because I'm using a different symbol, a different chart here, it doesn't work. It says this is designed for BTC USDT.P on Binance, but what we are using here is BTC USD.P, which is coin M futures. That's why it's not working. For that, I have a different one, okay, which is which is this one here. See, when I click it, it works because it's designed to work with this one. But for this video's purposes, we're gonna go with the BTC USDT dot P because this is the more popular one and the one that is mostly used by people. So if you have the chart on something else like BTC USD, it's not going to work. And if you go to BNB or go to uh, this is BTC USD on Kraken, see, it's not going to work. But only if you do BTC USDT.P on Binance, that's where the script will work. And you can see it on your chart here, and you can see the performance down here. So when you try to set it up, don't try to change the date here because changing this will break the code because this is already hard coded inside the code. As you can see here, the starting date of the script is the 1st of June of 2024. So it depends on your TradingView subscription because mine right now allows me, we're using 10-minute, the 10-minute time frame. Also, you got to make sure that you're using the right time frame and the right symbol. So this one is BTC.USDT.P on Binance, which is, as you can see, it is this one. Okay. If you try and use any other one, it's not gonna work. Okay. You gotta use this one if you are trading BTC USDT, or if you're doing spot, then you have to use this one for, no, this is Coinbase, but for Binance, this is the one for spot. This is for spot. This is for futures. Okay. So this is the one we're using. Now you can see this version 2 has position sizing and scaling. So see, sometimes if the price goes against your trade, you can it will buy some more and average out. See, this is the amount in BTC, so that's like uh 10 $10 there. But this one here, this is about $22 position scaling. There's another $15 it bought here and bought another $10. It depends on what you put. But this is, oh, yeah, this is not set up correctly because the values here are for the BTC USD perpetual contracts, not for the USDT. But when you get the production version of this, it will be set up correctly so that it will do the amounts in USDT. It will specify the amounts in USDT, and you can see how much it entered and how much it sold and the position sizing. See, there's TP1, TP2, TP3. There's three levels of take profit, and usually the strategy keeps some open positions. Like here, see, when it went down, it bought some more to DCA, bring the average lower. See here, it bought more. Here, it bought more. So that when you reach this point and the market picks up and you go higher, this is where you make the most profit because your average price went down. So anyway, the correct way to set this up, make sure not to change the date over here in the strategy tester. This will break the code because it's already set up here in the code. There's no need to change it. This is for the public version for everybody to try. Depending on your TradingView subscription, it allows you to see 20,000 bars to the back, or 40 or 100,000, depending on your strategy, depending on your TradingView subscription. It depends on that is how far back you can see in the strategy tester. But see, this is where mine runs out, for example. And when it moves, it forgets these trades. They are counted out of the thing as the date moves forward. The first trades at the very beginning here, they get erased with time and they get replaced with new trades at the beginning of the timeline. But anyway, to get it to work correctly, you must have this set up correctly. In the settings over here, okay, make sure that this number here is bigger than the number here. And what is even more advisable is to have the same number. Say you have 1000 here, you put 1000 here. But just to demonstrate, for example, if you have 10,000 in total, okay, and you want to trade with only 1000 of that 10,000, okay, leave this at 100%. You are going to use 100% of this 1000, and the script is going to decide how much of this 1000 to enter on the initial trade and how much to buy to DCA and to scale in and out. Just leave it at 100%. Don't change it because it will affect the. And here, leave this at 3. You can make this at 1.25. Sometimes it gives better results. 1.25, and that's it. Okay, over here you have 10,000 in total, and your order size is going to be 100% of the equity, right? So it will be 100% of the total equity, which is 10,000. So the order size will be 10,000. And this is the commission you're paying, and this is the leverage you're using, or this is the margin you are using. So you are using only 10% of the total equity as the margin for the trade, but the size of the trade is 100% the size of your equity. So you are using only 10% of the equity, which is the 1000, which you put here. This is what you're using. out of the equity, but your order size, because the 1000 times X times 10 would be 10,000, would be 100% of the total equity. So what you're doing is taking this 1000 and you are multiplying it by 10x. So the strategy is set up and is designed to use 10x. Okay, do not think about using 3x or 5x or any of that. It's gonna skew the data of the script and it's gonna give you unpredictable results. So always make sure to use 10x leverage on your trades. And so the difference here is that your total equity is 10,000 and your account balance, which is available for trading, is 1,000. So when you look at the strategy tester over here, what you see is this. You see this blue line is your total equity. Okay, this is your buy and hold equity. And this is above 10,000. This is now at 11,330, you know, but your profit on the $1,000 that you are using for trading is now reached 1,096. This is the realized P&L. Okay, but if you notice here, it's high. No, it's not showing it here. But it will show. Where would it show? Um, I don't remember, but this is right now. This is your closed P&L. But because this strategy keeps buying and DCAing, there's always open positions. So there are contracts that are open that are not closed yet. So your actual profit is higher than this. This is just your closed P&L. And what you see here, this is your $1,000 that you are using for the trading plus the profit that you make out of that, you know? And the blue line over here, the blue line is your total equity, which you started with $10,000 and you're using only $1,000 of that 10,000 for trading. You know, this can be a little bit confusing and visually uh, not very pleasing. So that's why I advise you to just use similar numbers here. You know, just use the same number here. Like if you're total equity, if you're trading with 1,000, then put 1,000 here and put 1,000 here. And over here, it's like it's 1,000% of the total equity because you're gonna take that and use 10x leverage. So your order size, your order size can go up to $10,000, which is 1,000 times 10 if you're using 10x leverage. And the 1,000 is 10% margin of the total order size, which is 1,000% of 1,000, which is 10,000. Do you understand? So if you're doing this, then make this 1,000 because your total order size will be $10,000. But you are only entering using 1000 as margin and using 10x leverage. So your total order size would be $10,000. And the same number you put here is the same number you put here and keep this at 100. This is how you can see results like actual um, proper results with data here with 21 trades, how the profit factor over here. You can see the lines are closer to each other, which is visually more understandable and more pleasing. Here you can see the list of trades. So the first trade starts on May 19th. So you got about more than like 2 months of history here. And if you have premium or higher subscription on TradingView, you will be able to view further back into the history. Just don't change this because this will break the code, as I said. And before, when you become a subscriber and before you start using it, we can, you will have another window in the UI in the user interface here, where all you have to do is to enter your three commas secret key and the three commas bot ID, and you will have two more boxes here where you specify the date and time where you want the strategy to start executing, because you have to do that and it has to be correct. Like these, the data you enter here, the account balance and the date and time you want the strategy to begin executing has to be accurate and has to reflect the actual numbers you have in your wallet and your strategy over here, because the script is going to calculate how much of this 1000 to use to enter into the first trade, and then how to DCA and how to scale in and out. It's going to automatically calculate all of that. So do not change this, you know, and you have to enter the date when it will start so that it will have correct data to make decisions based upon that. So before you launch, we can change the date. You can play with the date a little bit just to see historical data, but the moment you are ready to launch and go live, the date here has to be like today's date when you decide to go live. You understand? This is how it's going to work. So once you're done testing and you go live, that's it. You're not going to have access to historical data. What you're going to see are only the actual trades that you're going to take. Okay. So if your number doesn't, if you say, let's say you're going in with 5,000 and the 5,000 doesn't give you like these perfect uh, performance like the 1,000 does, and you want to optimize it a little bit, you could play around with this one a little bit. You can put it at 90 and see if it delivers better results. Okay. Or you can go at 80, but don't play too much with that. What I found ultimately, the most optimal settings are at 1000 here. Okay. 1000. These give the most optimal results, and the other one is 1 million. Okay, so if you notice here, 1 million, and then this is gotta go to this 1000%, which is correct. And this is where it gives you like most optimal results when you are entering with 1000 or when you are entering with 1 million. Anything in between is not going to give very consistent results. So let's say we go here with I'm going to say 50,000, okay? We're going to go with 50,000, and this is going to be 1,000 leverage, 1,000%. And then here we can also go with the full 50,000. See, so this is okay. This is giving close results to what we got with the 1 million. So you're getting 9.62, which is okay. This is good. You don't need to play with it too much. So this is entering with 50,000 is pretty good. So let's try 100,000. See, 100,000 is going to give you a little bit different uh, results here. See, with 100,000, you're getting 9.62, which doesn't make sense because you should be making more because your capital is much higher, you know? So it doesn't make sense. But sometimes in cases like this, is if you play with this number here and put this at like 80, sometimes, huh? Or you go with like, let's say 70. Now let's try 90. Uh, yeah, see, so it doesn't make a lot of sense to go with 100,000 when you're getting almost similar results with the 50,000. See, you're getting almost the same results. 9 point, wait, yeah, make sure these numbers are so they don't give you like skewed results. So see now you're getting 9.62, which is, it makes sense, you know, but if you go with 100,000, you're making the same. So it doesn't it doesn't make sense. But yeah, I mean, I think you get the idea now. So let's say we're going back to 1,000 and at 1,000%, and then we're doing 1,000. So this is the very basic. Is 9.62. Okay. So this is the very basic setup. But if you're going with yeah, if you're going with 1 million, yeah, and you're 10xing that, you'll still you'll still get the same results. 9.62 of the 1 million is just a bigger number, you know, but over here you're 10xing it, but let's say we don't 10x it. We just yeah, it's about the same. Okay, so yeah, this is 100,000 out of your total equity of 100 of a million, and your order size is 100% is 1 million. Anyway, I think you get the idea. So you can play around with these numbers a little bit. Um, you you get the idea now. But this is basically to get the basic idea. Just put it at 1,000 here and 100, and then 1,000 here and 1,000 here and 10 here and 10 here. And then over here, just leave everything empty. You can tick this one, but leave everything else empty. And that's how you can test the script on your own chart and see how it functions. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to send me a private message on TradingView or Telegram or any of the channels that are listed. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.